All right, beautiful souls. We are going to jump into this 3-card pick-a-card reading around what we do, our job, our purpose, and how to move forward into the new year. So I grabbed 3 tarot decks, as you can see here, and I shuffled, and whatever came out is the card that I put on the top. And then we're going to draw from Peru, Chumpi stone, which if you've watched my readings, I've used these a couple of times. Beautiful stones that are hand carved from Peru, from the local stone there in Peru. Now, one of the reasons why I grabbed these stones is because there's this beautiful balance over in Peru around the divine feminine and the divine masculine, which doesn't seem to be present here in the United States. So I don't know if you're tuning in from somewhere else and how you feel about that. But that's what I feel here. It's like the masculine jobs or careers are more, they're paid better, and the more nurturing careers here in the United States are not. There seems to be like a little bit of an imbalance. So I don't know how that is affecting you, but I have to say that I had to really work. Interesting that I'm saying this. I really had to work to get this display that felt right. It felt like I needed a clean slate, but it felt like it needed some real earthy green energy. So that is why we have a change here in the scenery. So let's grab a Chumpi stone for pile number 1. And I'm getting this. So each of these stones has this beautiful little carving in here that denotes what number it is. And this is the stone 1. And this is what's on the stone. I'll let you see this here. This bird. We'll talk about it when we get into the reading. And your card is the 8 of Cups. So we have this number 1 with the bird symbol and the 8 of Cups. It's flying away. Okay, we're going to put it right down here. And for pile number 2, okay, I am feeling this one, which is 2, 4, 6. This is 7. And there is the symbol, which looks like snake there. And then we have the Fool card. And we'll put this one, this is pile number 2 here at the bottom. And then lastly, we will pull, I'm feeling this one, which is number 2, the coca leaf. And your card is the 10 of Cups. So tune in to your higher self, your intuition, however you want to look at it. Look at the symbols and don't think too hard about it. Whichever one first grabs your attention is probably the one for you. But of course, if you've got multiple piles or images that are drawing you, then there could be something under that reading as well. I will have the timestamp, so if you want to jump right over, you don't want to hear me talk, you want to jump right over, you could certainly do that and go right. You'll see it in the description box. There'll be timestamp for pile 1, 2, and 3. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to getting into your reading. All right, pile number 1, this is your reading. Thank you so much for being here. We're looking at what it is that you're moving into the new year around what you do, your career, your job, how you spend, you know, what you feel like your purpose is. So you chose the Light Seer's deck here with the 8 of Cups. And then you have this Chumpi stone, which is number 1. This is the beautiful, this is their image of the hummingbird or the owl even. So, but what I'm getting, what I'm getting from this particular bird is the leaving, like going forward, moving ahead. So if you have been So because this bird is in flight, it's going somewhere and it's going in a particular direction. And this narrowing, I feel like is where you were. And then the skies have opened up to where you're going to be. Can you see that? It's like this is a narrowed focus and then this is a wider focus. Along with this Eight of Cups card, which is all about, your emotional well-being, and what you're moving into is something that is going to feel much brighter. And I feel like this stone is really accelerating if you were thinking about moving into some new type of career, or if you're thinking about moving within the same company into a new position, or if you're thinking about doing something on the side that really kind of lights you up. All of these things are encouraging you to look at those possibilities and what they're going to mean, because it looks like they're gonna bring you into just a beautiful new understanding, either about yourself or new money. Let's get into the reading. I'm going to put your tarot cards over to the side as we get into some oracle cards to find. It's so interesting because this my whole throat, and I don't know if you're having trouble saying what it is that you want, because my whole throat right now is just kind of clogging up. And so I don't know if you're not speaking your truth or your mind, or you're not sticking up for yourself within a job. But if that's the case, then that needs to end for you. This is a fiery bowl. It's like she's leaving maybe something that was maybe there was a lot of conflict in whatever it was that you were doing, and you want to move to something that just feels like a little bit calmer. It's very interesting that my throat is kind of feeling this way. I didn't feel like this when I was preparing. So this definitely has to do with your reading. So is there something that you're not being able to say? Is there something that just where you're not being able to speak your truth, or you feel like what you're doing and what your truth is aren't matching up? So we're going to grab one card from Spirit Mamas and see what we have here. Okay, so I'm going to take the one that's right here on the top for Spirit Mamas, the top card there, and it's this one. Your higher self is calling. I love that. So I think what it's telling you is that there is something. I'm going to let you see this image up close, and then I'm going to look at it in the guidebook. So the first thing that I'm getting from this is that there's a lot of sacred geometry, that there's something that maybe has kept you a little bit smaller, or maybe there's an intuitive hint here that's telling you maybe your whole body goes to work and it just feels wrong to you. Your higher self is trying to get your attention about something that is bigger. Things that don't make you feel good, things that don't allow your growth and your freedom, your creativity, whatever it is that kind of lights you up, anything that's not allowing that is too small for you. It's not giving you the opportunity to move into something that allows you to truly shine. And that's what we're looking at here. So this is under the inner world cards. So let's take a look in the guidebook and just see if it gives us a little bit more insight. The question that it poses you was, when was the last time that you listened to your inner voice, which is really your spirit. It's your intuition. It's what's calling you. The version of you that, it says, the version of you that knows how things will already unfold is part of that. And that allows a little bit of trust, which is really hard to do in a world that is very driven on a performance, and what you do is part of who you are. It seems to be your identity is so wrapped up in it. It says this version of you has already experienced everything you will and can help you on your life's journey if you just go within. So it's kind of asking you to quiet. And perhaps you're tired and you haven't felt like you have had the opportunity to do that. because, you know, when we're in this is how you know when you're in a space that feels really not right for you. It literally like sucks the life out of you, and then you don't have time to think about other things that are going on. But this is asking you to take the time. Sit down with a journal, meditate, go out in nature. But there's something around this decision about possibly leaving an aspect and moving into something that's higher. Both of these are showing the light that is right around the corner. Now she's moving towards it. I feel like you are moving towards something that is more geared around your higher self. So let's take a look at the Wisdom of the Trees Oracle. We're going to draw one card from the Wisdom of the Trees to see what the trees would like to bring you. Okay, so the giant redwood. Okay, so there's a lot of really interesting spiritual energy around what is going on and around this decision that has to do with your higher calling, your work, what it is that you're doing, because this I feel like this is a really, really big decision for you. So yeah, the giant redwood is that's why I'm seeing this big tree the way it is because it feels like a really big move for you. It's not, because look at this, we're moving into this higher perspective, leaving kind of this fiery energy that may feel like the fire is in a bowl, which is constrained within that bowl. So that inner light or that whatever temporary thing that's happening will inevitably burn out because it's too small to contain. And I feel like that's part of you. Like maybe one of the reasons why you don't want to leave and to try something else is because it's scary. I have my own business. It's not easy to, be everything that you need. And so I'm not saying leave your job, but there are aspects that you're wanting to move into. And this reading is supporting that on some level. This card is around majesty. And it says, I am majestic and can teach you how to attain your potential too. That's about stepping into your power. That's about stepping into your trueness. That's about stepping into what it is that you were meant here to do. So there's something around your divine power and knowing. The card asks you not to underestimate yourself, either in terms of your natural abilities or your unique personality. You have so much to offer the world that there is no need to feel inadequate or to lack self-confidence. And it's asking for you to kind of go in and to let it show you the way that there is more. So now we're going to go and ask for the dragons and ask for a single card from the dragons. Because they came out this way, I'm going to take this one card here that's on the bottom of it. And how beautiful. So this is the artist. I'm going to let you see these a little bit closer because I don't think I showed you this one. This is that beauty. Look how big it is. This is you. There is so much more to you and what's going on than perhaps this small, bowl here that's containing your light. And that's why this card is showing the walk away. And interestingly, if you look here, this is a really big bowl and this is a very little dragon. And it looks like, have you been doing some learning? If you want to take a shift and you have not been doing learning, it's asking you to learn a new trade, a new skill, something that maybe has been in your mind that you've been thinking about doing. This is kind of encouraging you to do it. Something perhaps that's creative. And maybe, you have not wanted to do it because, like I was saying, it's not encouraged here in this country to be creative. I've worked as an artist. I've owned an art gallery. I worked in personal training, and I now work in an area that is really new and growing around energy therapies and helping the body naturally heal. All of those things are very creative. And I don't think we were all meant to do one thing the entire time. Maybe you were, and maybe you absolutely love what you're doing and you're looking about possibly creating something on the side and starting a small business on the side. And this is encouraging you to really do that. The 4 is about, stability, and the 1 is about beginning new. That's mimicking this. And when you put those two numbers together, it's about creating and changing and moving into something a little bit bigger. So this wild dragon creative energy is asking you to like move forward. It says your life is a masterpiece, and you're willing to get, if you're willing to get into your right brain flow of curiosity and creativity, it can help align you with the genius waiting to be expressed on the canvas of your life. How very poetic. Lastly, we are going, before we go to the tarot cards, we're going to go to these angel numbers. So let's ask for a number for pile number 1 that will help answer the questions that are going through. Can we get 1 card, please, for pile number 1? Reading number 1, around the true calling. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh. 11. So to me, the 11s are these amazing divine numbers. And this, I love that the 11 is showing one thing, you. It's all about you. It's all about what's important to you, that your whole being is awakening. And that may be why that your higher self is calling. This majestic giant redwood is asking you to step into something bigger, because you really, I got a new light and it's really shining brightly on the cards. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry. I'll have to work on that. But the awakening card is asking you to really step into you. There's a resonance around things that feel good and that feel like you and feel true to you. And that's what it's asking you to do. Really step into that, to the awakened part of you. And I love 11. Whenever I see 11, and you know, when you're seeing, listen to how you're thinking about what it is that you want to do and the things that you're seeing. And when you see the 11 on the clock, it's asking you to pay attention. Like, what were the thoughts? How was your body feeling? That's what this awakening is. It's asking you to awaken up to these energies around you that are calling you to the trueness of why you're here, and what it is you're doing right now may not be enough, and you may need to go into a new direction. So this is asking you to align with your values with your goal. So if you're going into something, maybe you're working a job that you feel like is polluting, the planet in some way, and you're against that. And so you're still doing it anyway because the money is good. It's asking you to align your values with your goals. What is it that you really want to create in this life? Your time is valuable. Don't underestimate your true majesty, the trueness that you are much bigger than this tiny place this tiny bowl that you put your energy. Awaken to the true self. It's about discovery, and it's asking you, are your actions aligning with your higher self? Never forget, you alone hold the key to your future. I think that's a beautiful way to go. So let's see if we can draw some tarot cards to sum up the reading for pile number 1 around what they are doing, their career. Okay, so wow. Okay, so the 10 of Cups is about leaving. Right? It's about going over a big hurdle. It's about stepping into this, after being, in a place that was possibly really hard, that you're going to get help moving forward. That's what I see in this card. The Wands is about our creative energy. Where are we aligning with our goals? Have we awakened to the true nature? This is about moving forward and having help moving forward. But you don't have to take everything with you. You can take the beautiful learnings about yourself. There's a reason why you're in the space that you're in. But if you're considering having a creative venture on the side, or moving into a position that's a little bit more creative, it's showing that is exactly what you're going to do, is that you're going to move forward and that you're going to take a lot with you. Okay, so these 2 cards kind of fell out. One is the 3 of Cups, which is around having what you need in terms of a group of people. And the 7 of Pentacles is about planting something new. The Pentacles are about, bringing it down to the space that you're in. So it looks like what you're going to do is you're going to move forward. You're going to have some help moving forward. I feel like there's a community around you that's going to support you in this moving forward, whether you're leaving a position or starting something new on the side. All of this is around new growth and really putting your energies, focusing all his energy with the 7. And when you take the 7 and the 3, you get 10. And that's moving you in a whole new direction. All right, let's see if there's anything else. I feel like this card here on the bottom wants to come. Yeah, make sure that you stay into balance. There's something about balancing your ideas with what you actually do. You may have a lot of ideas right now around what it is that you want to do. And you know, this red and the white is about this divinity. Maybe you're getting a lot of inspiration from above, and the red is about bringing and putting it into action. So make sure you stay balanced around the energy that's coming into you and that you're bringing it into focus. Write those ideas down. You can't do all of them. You may have a lot of ideas, put them all down on paper and see, you know, awaken to the one that's kind of pulling you in that direction. But if it's lighting you up and making you feel like $1,000,000, it's definitely for you. All right, so we are going to wrap up your reading. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay, the last 2 cards that are coming out for you is the Judgment. And this is about being liberated for something, into something higher. So definitely, yeah, you're moving forward, and this is going to move fast. Look at that. That's the 7 energy again coming out, telling you that this is going to move forward, and that it looks like it's going to move forward with balanced energy. That's what this is asking, is that this move, I feel like you're going to get whatever it is that you need to move forward in the direction that you want to go in. So pile number 1, wow, this is very exciting. I'd love to hear any comments that you have around the reading. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, have an amazing day. Bye now. All right, pile number 2, this is your reading. All right, so you have chosen the Deviant Moon Tarot with the Fool card. I feel like whatever it is that you've already made a decision to move forward, because this is the major arcana, this is the very beginning. So have you stepped into a new job and you're kind of tiptoeing around, you know, whether it was the right move, or whether you're really at that stage where you've left one thing and you don't know how to move forward. But that's what this feels like. This feels like you've already put your feet in the water of something new, and that's the direction that you're headed in. So I'm going to move your tarot cards. We're going to bring those in at the evening. In the end. And then we have this beautiful snake card. So what is really interesting about this, this is a 7, which to me brings in, I like the number 7, and I like thinking of it as a lucky card, as kind of moving into a time of maybe getting some things that you had hoped for. With this snake energy, I was hearing when I first pulled it that it's around shedding the old you and around stepping into this new you, something that feels a little bit, maybe a little bit, the word I'm hearing is maybe unsafe. If, you know, people are saying, oh, you can't do that, or why would you be going in that direction? So you're getting, but this feels like a really good energy. It feels like something that you're shedding, something old, and like a snake has really got its whole being on the foundation of the earth. And maybe you're looking at going into something around the earth, something that feels a little bit more aligned with your natural ability to work with the earth. I'm going to put this beautiful card up here, this beautiful Chumpi stone up here, and we're going to go to the Spirit Mamas and ask for a single card for pile number 2 around the career, the job. What is it that information about this new move, or possibly stepping into this new move right now for you? Yeah, okay. So, oh, interesting. So I'm going to take the 1 card that's here on the top, and that's around the root chakra. And isn't that interesting? Because that's exactly what I was feeling from this. Is like whatever it is at the base. The root chakra is really being tapped into, I'll let you see this a little bit closer, really being tapped into the energy that is here for you, that is, you know, that kind of lights you up, that is very grounding, very nourishing for you in terms of maybe the way it makes you feel, or the ability to create financial stability for you, but the root is all around that stability of being here on the earth, and that's what the snake energy is also bringing in for you. So if you're considering making this move, it feels like this is going to be a really stable move for you in that direction, because the root energy is all about that. That is this first, stone that I have here, and it feels like this new beginning is really it's going to ground you in a new way. That's what I'm hearing from this, that it's really going to ground you in a way that's going to allow you to possibly do more than you've ever done before. And let's face it, it's going to create like a new platform for you to grow even higher and higher and higher. So this is about connecting into that energy, and I really feel like that's what's happening for you. We're going to go to more earth energy from the Wisdom of the Trees, okay? And this is the one that wanted, okay. Interesting that this one came out upside down. It does matter when these cards come upside down. And this is the acacia tree. And the acacia has these berries on it that are really good, very nurturing for you. And, there's these little rainbow birds, and they almost, to me, look like either, parrots or phoenix or something. And as you can see here with this, there's these little growth. It's like stepping, like you're down here at the bottom, and maybe you stepped into something that you feel like is going to allow you to grow a little bit. But the interesting thing, this is upside down, so I'm very interested to see what the energy around this is. But what I'm feeling like is like this energy will never be this. It may have the protection of this bigger thing, but it'll never actually be in the tree. So let's see what the acacia energy, and it's interesting when we put it upside down, what I'm seeing is that this earth energy is up above you, but I do see this, it almost looks like masculine energy coming up. So I don't know if that has any relevance to what it is that you're looking at doing. Interesting. So this acacia is around protection. So it's interesting that I saw that this was protecting these little, nurturing these little things over here, but you're always still not going to be this. So I don't know if this new move that you're making, maybe you feel like it's stability and you're going into it because that you thought that it was going to protect you. The reason why it's upside down is because it's asking you to look that there's an important element missing in your life and leaving you feeling a little bit incomplete. So perhaps you're doing this thing that really is nurturing you in a lot of different ways, or you've just stepped into something that's new, but there's something missing about it. And the reason why you're wondering is like there's something not all there. It says in the guidebook that it will help to reconnect with that missing element by kind of stepping into nature and tending a garden, doing something outdoor, because it's asking you, it's once again saying that you need to root. Let's go to the sky now with, actually this card dropped off, so I think it's for you. And it's the Sunstormer, card number 21. So this is bringing a little bit of passion in here, right? So the Sunstormer is bringing a lot of that passion energy into the space. And it's very interesting because this energy just kind of shifted a little bit. If this card was upside down, it's about protection and feeling protected. But the energy that I was getting, and perhaps that this is part of what the problem is that you're not really feeling protected. So I'd love to hear in the comments, what you think about the direction, and if this is kind of hitting home with you in this reading. Something about, making sure that you stay grounded. Maybe there's an element of what it is that you're going into that is starting to feel ungrounded. But there's also an element around the sun and your creativity and how it's going to affect this job. Because she's looking forward, he's looking back, she's looking straight on. So this is kind of like a balanced perspective. So maybe you're feeling like something isn't quite, like you're not being protected as well as you need to. some element about what it is that you've just stepped into, because you're very grounded, and maybe you're shedding something about you that is really allowing you to step into this new area. Maybe it's a new a job, maybe it's a new creative idea, maybe you've moved into a new area and you're feeling a little bit unprotected. But with this sun energy, it's asking you to like look right into the place that you are, right? I feel like this energy is very grounding, despite the fact that she has all this sun energy here around her. There's something that I think is really good for you about what's going on, despite the fact that perhaps you're not getting the protection that you want. This is about you and what you can do around that. Because it's telling you with this card that there are opportunities always available to you, that you're not ever a victim of any circumstances that are around you, that you always have the ability to create new opportunities. And just making sure that you're aware. There is a quote in here that says, the radiance available to you in each day can create opportunities, openings, and awarenesses that were not there the day before. All it takes is an appreciation for the abundance that you already have. The earth turns on its axis without your help. So there's something that maybe that you're kind of getting a little nervous about, or there's some element that's maybe asking you to allow opportunities to come in, and to don't feel defeated by the possibility that things weren't exactly what you thought, or there's an element that doesn't feel very good to you, because you can create whatever energy, you can create whatever it is that you desire. I hope that makes sense. Let's grab a numbers card and see if we can get additional clarity. Okay, so this is, infinity. There you go. So that's what this element was bringing in, is that you have the ability to create whatever you want, and you're like the center point of the egg around the infinity. So I'm going to let you look at these two cards together here. So let's see. Hopefully you can see those well. So so the infinity and the sunstorm is telling you that there are endless possibilities, and you're at like this center point. You can go left and right, whatever it is that you're doing will always come back into balance. That this is an opportunity for you to really, I feel like that this thing that's right here hanging over your head in the middle is what may be tripping you up a little bit. Like you're feeling a little bit vulnerable. But I feel like you've come at this from a place in the past that was, you were aware of what you were going into, and then now you're feeling like this was really grounded, and then maybe something happened that kind of opened up like your idea to something. All of these things that are happening are really just to inform you about your own power, that there are infinite number of possibilities for you. No matter what you may be feeling right now, this infinity with, let's see if the guidebook is sharing any information here around infinity. It's interesting because I don't know that this card has ever come up before. Surely it has to, but it must be all the way at the back of the book. It's not. Oh, it is. It says, oh my gosh, it says you're holding the key. Limitless doors are about to open. So bask in the infinite potential that is shining down upon you right now. Because your balance will be restored, and consciousness opened, and inspiration peaked. Get ready for something truly transcendent. Okay, I was going to say this card has never come out before. And I was looking for the number 8, but it's not. It's infinite possibilities. It's saying that there is an intense cosmic shift that is coming into your space and creating something that you never could have imagined. Isn't that very interesting? And if so, there's a reason why this little thing in the middle has kind of made you reevaluate a little bit. So let's see what the tarot cards would like to add to your reading. All right. Oh my gosh. So you started out with the major arcana with the Fool, and the Emperor is about understanding his, oh wow, you've got so many beautiful cards here. So the Emperor is all around understanding your potential around something. He's, you know, deeply aware of his own like nurturing ability and the things that he can do within his own life. He nurtures his own divine light. He's not afraid to step into things that are unknown. He's not afraid to wield his power. He's not afraid to go in the direction that feels good. And I love that it's right here under this new beginning. You also have the Lovers here. This is the way we're going to read this. The Lovers, which underneath here, this is the ability to, this is a choice. You could be, something could be coming in that balances the way you're feeling about something. But this is the coming together of like opposing or two different things that come together to create balance. And isn't it interesting? You have the Snake down here once again, that the decision that you're going to make is really going to allow you to shed something that you previously did not know about yourself. And it's going to bring this into balance, because this almost looks like the figure 8 that's over here with infinite possibilities. I'm seeing that this is something that is going to allow you. It's interesting because I never said the word nurturing around the Emperor, but what I'm getting from this card here in the middle is like this beautiful lake and the earth. Like you have both elements that are coming together in this amazing way, allowing you to open your heart, but still be deeply rooted in what it is that you're doing. And this Ace of Cups is about bringing out the love in a big way, a new beginning for you to really love where you're at, what you're doing. I feel like all of this is really nurturing what you already know about perhaps where you're going. Now, if you haven't stepped into this yet, I feel like it is really like it's here for you right now, that there's something that you're looking at, or if, you know, something's about to change in a big way. Let's see if there's any more. I feel like this is a really pretty good reading. I'll just see if there's anything else within this reading that would like one more. Oh, wow. So I hope you saw that. This is the World card. This goes right here along with you have the world at your feet right now. These major arcana cards, new beginning. This is the last card in the deck. This is the first card in the deck. Everything is about to shift for you. Your whole world is going to become all that you dreamed it could be. And it could be around your divine purpose that is going to nurture you in a way. It's interesting because you also have your heart. You're going to love it. This is showing that you're going to receive the radiance and the passion, and the possibilities are going to be infinite in this new age that you're stepping into. So pile number 1, I am so excited for you. I wish this was my reading. I mean, I feel pretty good about what I'm doing right now, but this is, if you're looking at stepping into something new, or if you've just started something new, this couldn't be a better reading around what it is, and what you're really tapping into is valid, and the direction is wide open for you to create all this abundance and a loving, open heart. And I think that the world came out because you're going to change your world. It's not just going to change your personal world. It's going to change the world around you in some way as well. So pile number 2, I hope you enjoyed the reading. I'd love to hear your comments, and thank you so much for being here. Bye now. Pile number 3. All right. So thank you so much for being here on this exciting reading. It's a very, very interesting. When this card popped out, I thought, how can this have popped out? Because it is the having it all, right? It's the end of wanting anything. It's like the card that you want when you want to know what the outcome is. So I don't know if this is like a book, and we're getting, you know how some people go to the very end to find out like what's going to happen in the end. I don't know if this is where you are right now, or if this is the end of the book and where you're going. So we have the coca leaf here, which is 2. And it's interesting, number 2 is about the pairing of something, right? And as you can see in this card, we've got 2 birds everywhere. Like there's 2 birds here, 2 birds there. And then you have this like 8 or 7 and 3. So we have 2 lines of cups up there. We have 3s down here, but inevitably, there's a lot of pairings that I'm seeing on here. And the coca leaf, when I was in Peru, was kind of this universal, really gift from Mother Earth, right? So the coca, they really honored it. They loved it as a sacred, spiritual gift from Mother Nature. So they had it in their mouth a lot of the time. It was nurturing for your belly. It soothed them in some ways. They used it almost like a tobacco, and they, chewed it up in their mouth. They drank it as a tea. They used it as an oracle. So they would, they would take a pile of leaves and throw them out. And depending on what they saw, they could read things about future events and things like that. So there's something, what's very interesting that I'm getting from both of these right now is like something coming together. This is like the fairy tale ending. This is everything that your heart's desire. So let's see, we're going to have to draw some more cards around. I'm going to ask for one Spirit Mama Oracle card around this reading here for pile number 3. Okay, so I've been taking one card from each one, but I noticed that these two cards kind of slid out. They really wanted both of these to be seen, so we're going to. And so what do we see here? Two things here, the moon and the sun, and how they work in balance of each other. And this is greater intuition. It's asking you, or perhaps telling you, that there is an intuitive aspect, because you can see here the darkness of the moon, that's the thing unseen, and the lightness here of the sun, that's the thing that we do see. And she's kind of leaning into the lighter side of things. But so there's some aspect of that thing, the duality, the thing that everything, they're more than what you see. Like, it's easy to say this is the moon and this is the sun, but we know that that doesn't encompass everything that it is. Just as if we see this beautiful woman sitting here and she's not just a woman. This is not just a sun, not just a moon. This is not just a coca leaf. It is a lot of things. And this is asking you to be in the heart space and receive. I think this is Mary Magdalene energy. This is a beautiful divine energy. I'm very, very excited to see what the guidebook has to say about this, but I'm seeing this beautiful energy. And so it's asking you to receive, and then there's greater intuition. So it's asking you to open yourself up in some way to a level of greater intuition on some level. Now, it's interesting because she's leaning in this direction. This beautiful sacred mountain. Here are these flowers of, they may be the white rose, because then she's got what looks like the moon around her. But is it the moon or is it the sun? What is it that is asking you to kind of step in to your greater intuition and then to be in your heart? So if we go and take a second look in the guidebook around greater intuition, it says we all have an inner voice that just makes everything feel right. So whatever you call it, it is a feeling of kind of like a pure knowing that you know what to do, like you can ask for information, that you're going to receive it in a divine way. And it's asking you to lean on yourself for the answer. So if you've been asking about something to do with your job or your divine purpose or whatever it is, that it's asking you that something outside of yourself is not the answer to that. It's asking you to trust your intuition, kind of like that inner voice that perhaps you have not been leaning into. So what is it? Like, when we come to oracles, and everyone does this in many different countries and nations, this is used, the coca leaf is used as an oracle as well. But what I'm seeing is that there's more than one way to look at something. And so if you've been relying heavily on outside resources, and let's face it, when we're looking at where we're going in life, there's so much riding on it. It would be a beautiful world if we were just allowed and we didn't have to pay for things, if we were just allowed to be for a minute so we could lean into everything around us. So there's something that I feel like that you're not paying attention to, or maybe you're leaning into the darker side of things and you need to lean more into your own, because it's telling you that the information that you're looking for is really within you. And then it's like within your already knowing, or maybe that you're not leaning into something that is kind of pulling you in that direction, but you're kind of, because it's a little bit, it feels a little risky to go in that direction. I don't know, but there's an awful lot of light energy around this rainbow card that started the whole reading today. And the coca leaf is about ultimate number of possibilities. And this is asking you to be in harmony and to listen to something deep within you that is calling you into something. And interestingly, the be in the heart receive is asking you to allow yourself to receive the messages that are trying to come in. So under the guidebook, it says that which we choose chooses us in return, but only if we allow ourselves to sit in stillness and to hear it. So there's something really wanting your attention, and it feels like maybe you just feel like you don't have the time to give it. And it's, I think whatever it is, it's very, very, very important. The message from your guides, angels, spirit guides, whatever it is that you have around you, is asking you to pay attention. It says the messages from your guides and angels that cause you to open your third eye in the middle of the night. So if you've woken with a dream or something, it's all these intuitive things. There's something that is coming in for you, trying to get you to see something that maybe you already have everything it is that you desire. I don't know, it's very interesting. So this is Mother Mary, and it is here to remind you the universe is always speaking to you. But we have to kind of quiet ourselves and listen. Sometimes when we're so busy doing things that we don't listen. So it's asking you to kind of step back from the doing a little bit and to listen to what's trying to come in. Let's see if we can hear the whispers from the trees. So interestingly, I've got 2 trees came out for this as well. You're the only one that's getting 2s, but 2 flipped up. So, wow, they're both from the same family as well. And we have the hornbeam and the coast redwood. And isn't it interesting? So the first thing that I'm noticing about these trees is that they're very different. Right? So you have this first tree right here that is real wavy, and look at it's got like multiple things that are splitting off, and it feels really creative. And then we have this coast redwood, which is straight up and reaching straight for the sky. So as we're seeing duality and everything that's going on, there's a message in here, something around that. And the hornbeam, you know, you see how it kind of actually looks like a muscular tree, and it's all around strength. And it's saying that it's really one of the strongest trees, because it can withstand the pressures and strains of what life, always is throwing at us. So the message from this is it's a good time for you to work on new ideas and relating into personal projects, and to cultivate something creative within you. And it'll give you fresh opportunities and a renewed enthusiasm to kindle life. So let's see what this tree, so this is, all these are around healing, and all of these trees are bringing in some sort of healing energy and knowing. And so this is about strength, and this is about growth. So this says that these are the oldest trees having weathered the storm. So it's really beautiful, the message that is coming in for you, pile number 3, about going in, because this is the softness around this, allowing this intuitiveness. And this is around the strength and growth. So this is the divine feminine. This is the divine masculine. There are energies. This is about balancing these energies, the softest aspect. This is beautifully soft, this Mother Mary energy. But she has this mountain in the background, which is all about strength. And so what I'm getting from this is there's a balancing of what perhaps you're either a really strong personality, and it's asking you to allow more receptivity of this beautiful nature. That's kind of what I'm hearing, to come in. or this is you, and you need to be recognized that that masculine aspect of you is there to help you to move forward. So the message from this is, have the courage to be the person you know yourself to be, and don't be afraid to excel because you're worried about showing how exceptional you really are. Because it says, do your very, very best in both trivial and important matters. So yeah, which one is it for you? I'm really excited as this reading. This is a very, very different reading than what we had. And you know, of course, all the readings are very, very unique, but you're the only one that has this dual thing. So are you a Gemini? Do you always feel like you're being pulled in two different directions? Let's ask the dragons. So thank you, energy of the dragons. Can you shed some light with a single card? I'm feeling that, oh, no, it's not, because every time I tried to grab it, it didn't let me grab it. So what, okay, look at that, because it wanted two more cards. Okay, so this is interesting. You have the pest and you have the listener. So look at both of these cards. They kind of look like they're opposing, right? Two totally different colors. This is a very earthy. This is a very sky energy. This one is annoying this person. Like maybe there's something that you're not paying attention. And this one is listening. It's saying something is knocking on your door and you're not paying attention to it. I am astounded that this is how your reading is going, pile number 3, because there's something that, what is going on that you're not listening to? There's more to you than what it appears that you're allowing in here. I'm actually going to bring these two guys down here because I feel like, so if we turn them around and we let these two energies work together, that pesky little thing that's tapping it, if you give it your attention, it allows, there's a lot of 3 energy here, 3, 9, 1, 3, right? And if you take 3 and 9 is 12, which comes back to 3, and this could be like the divine asking you to bring something into being, and then 1 and 3 is 4, stability. So we could go in a million different directions for this, but I'm going to go to the guidebook and see what is this pest, if there's more than what I'm seeing from it. It says, be grateful for whoever comes because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Oh, I love that. There is, what it's saying is that there's stressful details, perhaps unwelcome news, something that's coming at you that is either there right now or it's about to come in that is going to, it's not going to feel very good. There's a quote in here by Rumi. It says, as Rumi once said, this being human is a guest house, meaning that you're just there temporarily. So don't take everything too harshly, because the listener is the universe is in constant conversation and really wants to communicate with you. Clear your mind so the conversation can begin. Listening is a form of invocation. I love that. Lastly, we're going to go to the numbers. Let's see if we can get a single number here for you. So can we have a number for pile number 3 to add to the reading? I think it's pretty clear. There's something that is really, okay, there's a lot of cards here. So we're going to take the card here on the bottom, choices. Wow, of course. Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we only needed 1 card because there's these 2 numbers on here, 1 and 2. It's, you know, and there's no surprise that you have in this choices card, this divine eye that's coming out. So there's all these choices about being, you know, following your intuition, about stepping into this space. It's very interesting. Perhaps you're already here. Perhaps you already feel like you have it all, but there's something more. There's something asking you to pay attention. There's something that really wants you to take a second look. There's more to what is in your day-to-day than you're allowing to come in. So 1212 starts out by saying that you've been consumed with conflict, inner conflict. and it needs to be addressed, right? It needs to be addressed. And that's kind of what I'm seeing. There's duality in everything around you. There's something trying to get your attention. And I feel like it's, maybe you feel like where you're at right now is giving you everything that you want, but there's something asking you to allow something more to come in, meaning that there's more to what, even though you feel like you have it all, perhaps, there's more for you to see. It says, turn your attention towards making real positive changes and choices for your mental health. Actively put your own needs first. Isn't that interesting? So when I'm working with someone and I'm working with their energy fields, we can open up the back chakra for people that have this very giving nature, right? And always want to help other people. A lot of times they don't think about themselves. They don't put themselves first. And this be in the heart and receive, it's asking you to receive something that you're not allowing to come in, whether it's divine inspiration, whether it's wisdom, whether it's your greater intuition, whether it's something, strength, and what was this one around? Strength and, wasn't majesty. This one was around growth. Yes, because isn't that interesting that I couldn't pull that in? Because perhaps you're not thinking, maybe you think you're too old to grow. Maybe you think you've done everything that you were here to do. But this reading is saying, no, you're not. Even though you've had a pretty great run and things are going really well, there's really more for you to do, but it's your choice. You don't have to step into that. So the first two cards are coming out. This is about conflict and heartbreak. Wow, I wasn't expecting that to come out. This, all of this is like around creative conflict, which means that, there can be a lot of things. They're not fighting each other. This could be you fighting within yourself, because yourself really wants to grow and do more things, and you're fighting against all these little creative ideas that you have and things, and perhaps that you've done things in the past that kind of, or maybe you're in a space of heartbreak. Maybe you just lost somebody dear to you. Maybe you've lost a job, but you're, okay financially. But all this is saying is that allow yourself to receive whatever the intuitive hits. Let's get a little bit more information. Okay, so isn't this interesting? So I have to pause the video. Okay, this is crazy, and I wish I would have flipped it over. The reason why I paused the video is because this card flew out. You'll have to trust me on this. It flew out and went underneath my cabinet. So I literally, it fell on the floor and slid underneath the cabinet. This is the 10. So this is like your big happy moment, the end of all, like you have everything your heart's desires, or maybe you felt like you had everything your heart's desires. This is like winning the lottery, bringing into physical form and having no more wants and needs. I love this for you. And pile number 3, I think that there is, what is asking you to do right now is to balance. There's something that really wants to come in. There are choices that to be made. There may have been some, I think you're struggling with this. I think this is about you. I don't think that somebody else broke your heart, although they could have. Whatever this is that you feel within your heart that you can't make the decision that needs to be made. I think it's going to happen anyway. I think it's either going to happen the easy way, and that if you pay attention to what it is that's kind of trying to get your attention, trying to allow you to receive what wants to come in, to bring about, this strength, this ability to step into your power, right? It's your choice to do this. It's always, we have divine will in everything that we do. But with these 2 10s coming out and flanking your entire reading, so many people, when you were getting a reading, these are the cards that we want to come out. So whatever is happening in your life, it's like it's all divinely orchestrated. And it just wants you to kind of relax a little bit. Relax, know that you have the strength that you need. Things are wanting to be brought in. Maybe they feel foreign to you, but they're here. Everything is here for a reason. All the things that happen to you are here for a reason. Maybe this was you and you had to get really strong. You had to make difficult choices. But everything that you're experiencing is all within yourself. I feel like these things that are happening are you know, loops that you have going on within yourself, and ultimately you're divinely guided, you're divinely protected. There are things here for you to do. There is more for your life, is what I'm seeing, than what you're allowing in. So I'm going to see if there's any more cards for you. Yeah, one more. Okay, so we have the 6, which the 6 of Cups is really, really interesting. So it can be a card, a little bit more nostalgia, right? So he's sitting on, interesting, so he's sitting on this beautiful full cup and looking back at what was and what he's had in his life. And that's what I feel like that has some relevance to what's going on right now. Is there's something in your past that is, maybe it wasn't quite as good, and you're keeping it kind of in this, you know, I saw a lot of 3s over here, and you're kind of keeping, this is one step above conflict, right? It's one step up about this struggle that you're having, but it is a movement forward by allowing this, you know, this one, there's an opportunity for you to let it go, or for you to kind of stay in that situation that keeps you kind of feeling everything, feeling painful. It's asking you to lean into your higher self, into the light, open your heart and receive. Open your heart and receive the divinity that wants to come in. And if you've been putting this kind of, you know, protection around you, you know, you've had to grow strong and tall, right? You've had to grow really strong. But it doesn't mean weakness to allow something to come in that's different, that's nurturing, that's loving, because I feel like it's time for you. I feel like there was something from the past here that's kind of keeping you a little bit stuck. But this entire reading is saying that you were here to live in the fullness of love and the fullness of life. And all of these things along the way, along your path, were here for you, not against you. They were here for you to open your heart to new things. They were here to bring you different choices. They were here for you to know that you could have the softness and the strength in the same, that you can listen to even the things that are difficult sometimes to hear, that all of this, everything is here, everything's been divinely orchestrated for you, by you, with your higher self, with your higher wisdom, all to bring you into a space of the ultimate of what it means to be a human here, embodied on this planet. So pile number 3, I hope you enjoyed the reading. I have really loved reading for you, and I'm very, very happy that I've had the chance to do this. So until next time, I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to reading to you on another daily reading or a 3-card pick a card reading. So until then, have a great day. Bye now.